Hello everyone, Randy here again, and we are playing Farming Simulator 15 on American Outback on the RDAllen multiplayer server, and I am joined at the moment by QRTLA55EN, and he is busy working with the harvester there, unloading in the trailer, and I'm picking up some straw here. Ooh, hollow head. Yes, we got the John Deere 4755 here with the large forage wagon. Picking up grass, and we'll probably bring us over to the composter here, assuming there's room there anyway for it. And what I'm thinking, folks, this will probably be the last episode here on American Outback. Probably about the time this video goes live, I'll probably be working on changing the map over, or actually maybe after this video goes live. This video will probably go live during the night, and the day it goes live, I'll plan on switching the map over, so which should be, let's see, Monday. I plan on switching the map over probably Monday, assuming I have time to do so anyway. And we'll be doing, it's a forestry map. It does have some farming on it, so you can do farming, but for the most part, I'm going to call it an all forestry map, because that is the main focus of the map. But for those of you that do not like forestry, there is, I think I've seen 2 fields on the map. There might have been more, but I believe there was at least 2 fields. Look like some fairly good-sized fields, so. And the plan for this map, by the way, is we're just going to cheat the money and the equipment we need in, being forestry, and being the fact that multiplayer's a little on the buggy side. We're just going to get the equipment we want and just basically just play with it, I guess you could say. Okay, I think if we head up, yes, if we just head up straight this road here, should take us right to the biogas plant. Or not biogas plant, compost plant, I should say. I don't know if the biogas plant will actually take straw on this map or not. I have not tested that. I know sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But the compost here definitely takes straw, and I'm going to say you probably definitely get a lot more money from straw this way than if you were to just outright sell the straw. Even if you were to make silage out of the straw, which technically not really possible. This game will let you do it, but you'll probably still make more money with the compost here than you would with silage. And definitely way more than if you just sold the straw outright. Okay, how are we looking here? Oh, not too bad. We do have almost a full load of compost in there. Oh, the truck already has a full load. Okay, let's sell the truck here first. This is pretty much how I've been working the compost plant anytime I do it. Bring a load in, sell a load. Bring a load in, sell a load, pretty much. Obviously, this trailer doesn't hold as much as the pickup forage wagon there does. But I don't believe it's a 1-for-1, so if you dump 50,000 straw on there, I don't think you get 50,000 compost back. At least it doesn't seem that way. I could be wrong on that, but it doesn't seem that way. Okay, double check that I'm in. We might just want to sell one more load here, because it was full to begin with. Well, the trailer, that is, was full to begin with, not necessarily the composter. Now, the composter's pretty well full, too, so let's sell one more load here. This, by the way, is how you make a massive amount of money on this map. You can dump straw and grass into the composter here. Number one, it's way faster than silage. I mean, you pretty much dump it in, and it's not quite instant, but you get it pretty quick. I mean, you wait a couple minutes, you're going to have a full load of silage. Or not silage, well, compost, I guess. I guess that's considered compost. I keep wanting to call it silage because it's not really the same process, but you dump grass in, you get something out, and you sell it. Yeah, it's a lot faster than silage, and I would say probably a lot easier too, because you can just back the trailer up here, it fills up. You don't have to sit here trying to front loader it out or even conveyor belt it out. And then, of course, the sell point is right here. Nice and conveniently placed. Okay, we'll head back to the field here and grab another load of straw. And yeah, as far as mods go, a fairly nice looking older style John Deere here. 4755. Does have a front 3-point hitch on it. Definitely nothing I've ever seen on a older tractor like this before, at least not in real life anyway, I should say. Probably more of a European thing. Well, actually, I'd say the whole front 3-point hitch is probably more of a European thing, period, anyway. At least where I live, not very common to see front 3-point hitches on tractors. You know, front 3-point hitch and the whole PTO and everything to go with it, hydraulics and whatnot. Not very common to see that here, at least where I live. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but like I said, I just don't see it where I live. Hey, look at that. If I speed up the speed limiter there, we go much faster. Oh, this reminds me. Somebody asked last episode if I could show them how to use the GPS mod. Now, I've never really done a specific video on it. I've done it within a couple episodes. I think I've probably done it like 10 times now, showing you folks how to use the GPS mod. But like I said, I've never done a dedicated video on it. But for those who want to use the GPS mod, and yes, you can use the GPS mod to do this if you want. So let's set that up here a moment. Typically, I don't use the GPS to do this. Usually, you know, if you can't follow a line like that, maybe you better take driving lessons. Okay, so let's open the GPS mod here. And to open the GPS mod, I guess I should start there first. Let's open the GPS mod. It's Control 0. I don't believe it says it up here. Not that I see, no. Oh, wait, it does. Turn on GPS. Left Control 0. Numpad 0. So hold down left control, push Numpad 0. By the way, I've had a few people tell me, hey, I got a laptop. My laptop does not have a numpad 0. I'm not sure what to tell you other than the best thing probably to do is go into the controls for Farming Simulator and change the numpad, the left control numpad 0 to a different key. That's about the best thing I can tell you. But for those of you that have full-size keyboards or a laptop with the numpad, it is left control and 0. And like I said, if you don't have that, you're going to have to change it, I guess. That's about the best thing I could tell you. All the controls are in the control list for Farming Simulator. You can change any one of them you want to. So anyway, left control 0 opens it. Left control again and period brings up the additional options there. Left control and enter is going to line up the GPS on your tractor. So that's what I just did there. You can see the lines appeared. You can see a green line down the middle. And then if you hold down the left control, you can take your mouse pointer and click on different stuff here. You can automatic width, in this case, quite narrow. In this case, though, that's not what I'm going to do. I am going to actually widen this out. I'm going to try maybe, I think it's a 12.5. Maybe a little bit less. Something like that. Maybe going to move this over just a little bit so it's more centered. That looks pretty good. And of course, you can click any of the stuff you want. You got offsets and shift your course, turn your course. If you want auto mode, so GPS will automatically turn around on the ends of your fields. Something I typically don't use just because it doesn't do a very good job of turning around usually. But end field mode, that mode is actually fairly handy. I've used that mode before. It will stop you once you get to the end of the field. And we can actually do auto. We might as well do auto turn. It shouldn't hurt with this case. We're just picking up straw, so. And we want to turn that way. So we got GPS end field mode. It's going to auto turn. And it's going to auto turn to the right. We got a width set of 12.2. Might have to tweak that. Like I said, I don't remember off the top of my head what the width for that combine is. It's not, by the way, you look it up in the shop or something like that. It's not the total width because a hired worker is doing this. So you're going to have to take off about 1 meter or so. That's typically what the hired worker overlaps by. So, Control W. Locks on the steering. Put on your cruise control, and away we go. And hopefully we don't fill up at the end of the field, because otherwise we won't be able to auto turn around. So yeah, that's pretty much the GPS mod. Like I said, you're just going to have to play with it. It can do all kinds of different things that you want it to do or need it to do. You know, offsets and whatnot. If you're, say, harvesting with a sugar beet harvester or potato harvester, if you're plowing or something like that, you can set up all the offsets. Use the automatic mode to detect it. It typically will get it most of the time. Not saying it's going to always get it right, but typically it does pretty good. Hey, look at that. We got our alignment pretty close. We'll see how the next windrow here lines out. I'll be surprised if 12.2 is exactly the right one. Oh, and we are full too. Okay. So we'll take this to the composter here again. I know I've mentioned this before, but I don't particularly care for tractors and whatnot that actually have modeled people in them. It just looks really funny when you like look around and stuff. I mean, there's a hat up there and looking down inside of them. It just looks weird. Plus the hands there that aren't actually on the steering wheel. It might not be so bad if they actually held the steering wheel properly and, you know, turned properly and whatnot, but it's just weird if you ask me looking at that. Oh, what happened to his other hand? Oh, it disappeared. Okay. That's weird. Then you get in and his other hand appears. Very weird. Yeah, like I said, I personally can do without the guy or model in the cab. I find it more annoying than anything. Okay, well, that's empty. Let's see if we got another load of compost here, if I can get out anyway. Okay, looks like QRT there rejoins us. Not sure what happened to him, but must have crashed out there or something, or his internet gave out for a moment. And there we go, another full load of compost. I've been told, by the way, if you play this in easy mode, you can make a significant amount of money doing compost here. Now, we are playing in hard mode, so we're not making a significant amount of money, but we are still making quite a bit of money off the compost here. And mind you, the amount of money I'm getting or making is getting split between two people here at the moment, myself and QRT. He is getting half of the profits, so I know someone a while back left a comment or saying, doesn't seem fair that if someone damages a tractor, they go to repair it, everybody's got to pay for it. And yeah, I totally agree with that. It's not fair. You know, let's say, just to pick on QRT here, let's say he goes, takes the combine, smashes it up, 100% damages it, and goes and repairs it. It was his fault for damaging it, but I'm going to have to end up paying half of the cost, just because of the way Farming Sim works. The only thing is, like I said, not really fair, but then again, when you make money, like I'm the one picking up the straw, technically he harvested it, I guess, but I'm the one picking up the straw, I'm the one doing the compost. He's making half of the money, even though he's not doing anything with the compost directly. So just the way Farming Sim works, I don't think there's anything you can really change about that. Farming Simulator just divvies up the cost, divvies up the profits, so the only time it doesn't actually divvy up the cost is when you buy a tractor. So say I go buy another tractor, I will end up paying 100% for the tractor. That doesn't come out of everybody else's account. But a lot of other things do, like repairing, buyable objects seem to come out of everybody's account. You know, it splits the cost. Okay, so we'll open up the GPS mod here again. Lock on the steering, and away we go. And I'm not doing nothing here, by the way. Hands are off the keyboard. It is driving itself. I guess it would help if I turned it on, didn't it? Just realized that. Busy paying attention to the GPS mod there, not actually paying attention to what I'm actually doing here. And that was GPS there making the turn. Nothing I did. It just automatically turned itself. It's actually not turning too bad with this tractor. Sometimes with the turning, it can really get out of a line and start swerving around and just... Typically, I don't use the auto turn feature. I turn myself at the end of the field. That way I get a more consistent turn. Don't miss anything that way. Looks like we're still doing pretty good on the 12.2 meter setting there for the width. Must be pretty close to what the combine's doing anyway. Might be off just a little bit. I noticed looks like we're a little off to the right side there. Might have to bump it up, maybe 12.3 or something like that. At any rate, though, that's almost 1.5 meters of overlap with the hired worker. I believe it's a 13.7 meter header or something like that for the combine. Yeah, we're definitely getting off a little bit there. Let's bump that up just a bit. Go to 12.3. Ooh, that was definitely a bit bumped up. Let's see how that looks here. Well, maybe it's 12.4. Let's just see what 12.4 here does. That does actually look a lot more aligned to this windrow. It's possible, too, something just happened in the combine, and for some reason it decided to not overlap as much this time around. That's definitely possible. Anyway, let's read a couple comments here a moment. Francis was saying, cutting down those trees does help a lot. Says he watched Bill's T-Max on this map, and he was having trouble with them, and after cutting down, he had no more problems. Talking about Sosnovka there, and around some of the fields, there's trees along the edges of the fields, and they do tend to get in the way, and apparently Bill's T-Max cut them down as well. And I haven't cut down all the trees around all my fields yet, but it definitely does help. Just close the GPS mod there. We don't need it for driving to the compost plant. Kyle Will Plays was saying, you do realize you were saying windrower instead of tedder? Yes, unfortunately, my mistake there last episode. I think I referred to the tedder as a windrower a bunch of times when I should have been saying tedder. Okay, we'll dump this in the compost here, and there should be probably another load of compost ready to sell, I would think, or at least be really close. By the way, in order to get the compost area here to keep emptying, you do have to pull away and back up underneath the spout again. Otherwise, it won't continue to fill you, even though there is some in there. Oliver was saying, if you have development mode turned on, I'm thinking that if you hit F5, the invisible train should show up as orange boxes. You are correct on that. I have done that. And you can actually see the trains, the invisible train that is, going by as an orange box. So that does actually work. It's just kind of annoying to have to turn on developer mode all the time. Jay Greenstar was asking for a link to the damage mod. Not sure why you'd want that, but I can definitely give you a link to the damage mod. I will have to say, though, damage mod has been a bit of fun here on the multiplayer server. I don't really ever plan on playing with it again, but it's been a bit of fun. Good thing to try, I think. I would definitely have to say it works better than it did in 2013. But it's still definitely a little bit bugged, especially multiplayer, at least anyway, it seems like it is. Even single player, something's definitely wrong there, too. Especially when it comes to front loaders, telehandlers, anything loader related, it seems like. Vulture Man was saying, great video. Thank you very much for that. Hey, there's a train going by. Now the question is that an invisible train, or is that an actual train with a physical collision object on it? MK8 Monty sent me a link to a couple of Kloss tractors. For those of you watching my Sosnovka Let's Play series, you'll know the Kloss tractors I have like to wander around a bit, and he said the ones he sent me a link to don't do that, so I will have to get those downloaded and check them out. It was Owen that asked, can you please do a video on how to use the GPS mod? Like I said, I don't have a dedicated video that shows how to use it. I've just got several episodes where I have shown how to use the GPS mod. For the most part, it's a very simple mod. Control 0, Control period, Control Enter, and then Control W for auto steer. Those are kind of the keyboard shortcuts you got to remember. Oh, and the auto steer is set the wrong... Well, actually, that might work out because we do have to finish the last windrow there. Franco's asking, where's the sound? I'm not sure. Double check that video. There's sound for me, so... Matt was saying I liked and subscribed. Brilliant video. Thank you very much for that. Lydia was asking, will the Farming Sim stereo work on a Mac laptop? As long as you have 2 USB ports, it should work on a Mac laptop. And if you have a PC-based laptop, it should work on a PC-based laptop as long as you have 2 USB ports. At least if you want to use both the steering wheel and the side panel. See once here if it switches what side it needs to turn to here. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're going to do Control period, open it up, and we're going to hit, I believe it's that one there. It'll switch the auto turn side. Although we'll probably never make it that far. We'll probably be full before we reach the end here, I'm thinking. Yep, we filled up before we reached the end, just as I suspected. Oh, okay, QRT was saying wow, and it's invisible train. Okay, that's what got him. Yep, gotta look out for those invisible trains. And like I said before, typically when you see the train, that's when you know it's usually safe to actually drive through the train. It's when you don't see anything, you're not going to be sure or not going to know if it's actually safe to go through or not. But typically when you see the train, then it is actually safe to go through. Kind of weird how that works. Oh yeah, ran from the side. Yep, that does happen. Basically, the train can get you one of 2 ways. There'll be like an invisible wall that shows up. Well, it doesn't really show up, but that you can hit, I should say. There'll be an invisible wall you can hit. So you'll be driving across, or trying to drive across the train tracks, and you'll just come to a dead stop. The other way You'll be driving across the train tracks. You'll be partly across, and you'll get hit in the side. And then the train will actually push you along. If it doesn't at least, catapult you out or something like that, it will actually kind of push you along the tracks. Yeah, let's look at all that lovely compost there. Oh, looks like we're about empty on compost. Like I said, I don't think it's a 1-for-1. I've never bothered to take the time to see how much you actually get from a load. But it doesn't seem like it's a 1-to-1. You dump in 50,000 straw, you don't get 50,000 compost back out. At least it don't seem that way. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to have to call it a wrap right there. Been picking up straw and making compost here this episode. And hopefully by next time we'll have a different map. It is going to be, or hopefully will be, an all-forestry map with just a little bit of farming on it for those who want to do some farming. It's a map very similar to Rockwood for those who watched us play on that map before. Just a little bit different. Has some extra stuff on it. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more fun than... or have a little bit more to do, maybe. A little more fun than just plain forestry map. So yeah, look forward to that probably in the next day or two. And with that, if folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.